Hey, this is Mr. Soy, and just want to go through something that's confused a few students on the homework, and it's something that's really good to go through. And that is, what do I do with an inequality that I need to graph on a number line when I have a negative variable? So I have two negative variables here in examples. The first one is negative x less than negative 6, and negative y greater equal to 5. And so the real question is, well, how do I graph that? Because I don't really understand this concept of the negative variable when I'm trying to graph. All right, the first thing is, anytime you have an inequality or an equation, when we're solving it, we always want to get it down to x equal or x less than, and it should be a positive variable, in this case, positive x. I don't have a positive x in this first example. What I have is a negative x. Just like we do when we're looking at equations, I'm going to get rid of the negative 1 in front of that x. And to do that, I always do the opposite. So I'm going to divide by negative 1 on both sides. When I do that, I end up with x positive, which is what I wanted, and on the other side I end up with 6 positive. Here's the problem. Is it less than? Is it greater than? What is it? Well, it turns out the rule is, if I divide or multiply both sides of an inequality by a negative number, I have to switch the direction of the inequality. Let me show you why. Let's go down here. So let's say I have 1 less than 3. And we can agree 1 is less than 3, so this is a true statement. Check. Well, let's say I multiply both sides by negative 1. So I got negative 1 times 1 is less than 3 times negative 1. Kind of like what we did when we divided by negative 1 in the example. Well, over here I'd end up with negative 1 less than, and on the other side I would get negative 3. But we can see right off the bat, that is not a true statement. Busted. Negative 1 is not less than negative 3, it's the other way around. That's why we always have to switch the direction of our inequality anytime we multiply or divide by a negative number. Okay, so that's the explanation. Let's finish our problem now. So now I finished. I've got x greater than 6. So I simply go on my graph. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And because it's greater than, it's going to be the open dot, or what we call a donut. And then since x is greater than, I actually go in that direction, and that would be the graph for the first example. Now let's go down to the second one. Now I have negative y greater equal 5. Okay, well again, I have to get rid of that negative 1 in front of my y first. So I'm going to divide by negative 1. That's the opposite of multiply. And as long as I do it on the other side, we haven't broken the equation yet. This becomes just positive y, which is what I wanted, and on the other side I end up with negative 5. But again, I have to change the direction of the inequality. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So now I end up with y less than equal negative 5. And I can actually graph that, no problem. 0 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And y is less than equal to negative 5. Since it's less than or equal to, it's going to be a solid dot. And then since it's less than, it goes off in this direction. And there's the graph for the second example. I hope this helps you. But if you have more questions, make sure you post them to me, either in the spot on Schoology, or you can simply send me an email. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.